Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. Probably one of the biggest news coming out of the DCEU is that the Suicide Squad is now going to be more of a sequel, as it seems, than an actual reboot. Or, like Stephen M. Colbert at Screen Rant says, this is the worst reboot so far. And what he means by that, because it's when you work a reboot, or even like Peter Safran says, this is the Suicide Squad. It's not Suicide Squad 2. This is a total reboot. His words. Peter Safran, that producer, it sounds weird. It means that everybody is recast. It means that everything is refreshed, anew, with not any regard to what happened before. That could still happen, but very weird in how it's turning out right now. As it's all started with Toby Emmerich kind of saying that this is Suicide Squad 2. Toby Emmerich himself saying Suicide Squad 2. Not the Suicide Squad, Suicide Squad 2. Meaning 2 out of is a sequel to 1. The first Suicide Squad that David Ayer made. And what's even more aware is that from before is that Margot Robbie is back as Harley Quinn. Okay, fine. Margot Robbie's back as Harley Quinn. We see her. She's going to be in Birds of Prey. She's probably got that character in place. No problem. Now it's being revealed that Amanda Waller is back. Viola Davis is going to play Amanda Waller once again. Okay, she was a fantastic Amanda Waller. Great, she's back. Jai Courtney's back. Okay, Jai Courtney's back, and he's going to play Captain Boomerang once again. Alright, well, that's 3, okay. Okay, what's next? Well, Joe Kinnaman is going to be back to reprise his role as Rick Flag. What is going on here? This is definitely something strange. And this could put away all those things about saying it's a total reboot, this is not a sequel. Well, it kind of is, unless they just gonna take the same people who played those characters and make a new movie out of it. But right now, it's starting to feel like an actual sequel to the first Suicide Squad. Which I'm fine with, which I'm totally fine with, and I can't wait to see what this means and how this is going to turn out. But it does strike up some interesting conversations when in regards to if it's a reboot or not a reboot. And it looks like it's going to be more of a second mission rather than an actual direct storyline connection to the first one with the same band that came from the first one. Now I hope the other people come back. I hope like Katana comes back and other people as well, But what's also other interesting is Idris Elba's character. He was supposed to be Deadshot, but now it looks like they're gonna drop Deadshot's character so that Idris Elba could play a new character, which is also great and interesting, meaning they have a lot of they feel that maybe Will Smith is very important to them, that he should still play the role as Deadshot for a future film. And I was all right with Idris Elba taking over, but I think this is good for Will Smith fans and for fans of David Ayer's Suicide Squad, because that means they're keeping the important aspects of these characters, the actors and actresses that play those characters, and transferring them over to this movie. Whether this movie is a direct sequel or not, we'll find out. But right now, I'm feeling it's a sequel. And someone made a joke is like saying, all right, well, if the Suicide Squad is the sequel to Suicide Squad, is the Justice League, the sequel to Justice League, something like that. But we'll see what happens with that. But Peter Safran, saying that it is not a sequel, it's a total reboot. It's not called Suicide Squad 2. It's the Suicide Squad. And then Toby Emmerich, who supersedes him, says it's Suicide Squad 2. It's all very confusing and stuff, but I think we'll know a little bit more. I am happy, in my opinion, that it is a sequel. I think those characters, and if you ever watch Suicide Squad, the extended cut, it works a lot better, works a lot more than the one we saw in the theatrical. I actually like that film, the extended cut version, even though I still feel that, like David Ayers said, that Joker should have been more prominent. Joker should have been the villain, as opposed to the Enchantress. So I'm still up for Suicide Squad, another Suicide Squad, maybe on a smaller scale, an actual suicide mission. And that's maybe what we're going to get here. We're going to have the main characters from the first movie, and then we're going to have a whole bunch of new characters who are more kind of like cannon fodder, if you will, because it is the Suicide Squad, and you feel like more people should die in this kind of Dirty Dozen story, right? So they're going to have some cannon fodder characters that would just die. Kind of like the Suicide Squad animated movies, which was ultra violent and stuff, and maybe we'll have a lot more of that, and that's something I could really look forward to seeing. But to see what James Gunn has to do with this, that is interesting. That's something we haven't quite seen. If he is going to take the aspects of the more gritty, darker, rated R aspects of like Super, and what looks like to be Brightburn, even though he didn't directed that, but the storytelling of Dawn of the Dead, that kind of aspect, more of that than Guardians of the Galaxy, I could really come on board with that, if you know what I mean. But until then, the Suicide Squad or Suicide Squad 2, whatever you want to call it, it's going to have some of the same actors and actresses from Suicide Squad 1, making David Ayers' legacy continue for the people who love that legacy that was brought forth the first time around. Now, there's some of you, I put a poll out on the community polls to see if you want to know the Shazam, if you want me to do a Shazam spoiler review. I'm going to give it a day, see how many people vote for it, if they want to do it opening weekend, meaning tomorrow, or next weekend, or 2 weeks from now. So I don't know when you want me to talk about spoilers. I'm ready to do it. I got to watch it with my family today, got to watch it with my kids to see their reactions. There is one scary part, like I said. They reacted fine to it. They got over that really quick. So I guess I've kind of made them watch scarier stuff before, and this was no big deal. But they did love it quite a bit. So which of course I knew they would. So Shazam seems to be hit for my kids and my wife, and for me as well. I do love this movie. It's not in the top tier DCEU films for me, in my own humble opinion, but it is up there. Now, Shazam seems to be doing well. The box office is currently sitting at what they're estimating to be a $51 million opening weekend, which is kind of about in the range that we're talking about for the opening weekend numbers. They fluctuated from 55 to 45, and then now they're estimating at $51 million opening weekend. Now, the theater I went to wasn't full at all, which is a shame, because I think people should watch this Captain Marvel than the other Captain Marvel, if you know what I mean. But globally, it's sitting at 40 international. Cume is about 44 million, so it'll be at about 100 million. It's going to make his money back for sure, no problem about that. And it seems it might have some really good legs as the Cinema score is an A, but we'll see what happens with that. China took it over the edge for Aquaman. International really helped Aquaman, and it seems like more domestic people like Shazam rather than Aquaman, and Aquaman did better international. But looking at these numbers, 51 million, that's not that much for a domestic opening weekend. It's lower than what the 67 that Aquaman did. But hey, legs, I think if it was just like a 20% drop next weekend, maybe even lower or something like that, it'll just keep growing, then it could definitely make bank in and overall be a successful film. And it seems like a lot of people like it. I don't know how the rewatchability. I can watch it probably one more time, and that's about it. But Shazam producer on why they have to move fast on a sequel is what is just came out today. Now they sat with producers Peter Safran, and in regards to working with young actors, they're going to look like Zachary Levi does today. So we've got to move quickly with the sequel for sure. So I am absolutely sure they're going to move on to a sequel. There is a post-credit scene that probably alludes to a sequel that we can talk about more in the spoiler review. But there's one thing that I wanted to bring out, and you probably already know that there is a little bit of a Black Adam tease in the film. It's not Dwayne. It's like Dwayne Johnson didn't just show up. No, it's just a little teaser showing a little bit of Black Adam in like a history scene. But I can't help and look at that figure and like they really modeled that after Dwayne Johnson. So I can't wait to see him go at it with Black Adam. That would be quite something. That would be quite incredible, and something we've been thinking about when Dwayne Johnson was cast as Black Adam many years ago. So hopefully we get to that moment, right? And if you can bring Henry Cavill as Superman in and have like a three-way fight, that would be incredible. It would be a dream come true for comic fans, Superman fans, Shazam fans, all alike, Black Adam fans, all alike, and that would be quite something. So that is Shazam. It's coming out. It came out already actually this weekend, so I say go out and go check it out if you haven't done so already. Check it out at least once. Let me know your thoughts about it when I get to the spoiler review. So it might be tomorrow depending on how you guys are reacting to that post that I just put out on YouTube, that community post. If you want to see it this weekend, let me know. If you want to see it next weekend, let me know. And if you want to see it, oh my god, 2 weekends from now, I don't know if I'm going to remember stuff. Maybe I will, but let me know about all about that. Now, Snyder Cut awareness is getting better. It's getting a lot more at RT Snyder Cut. Our Spartan fandom has been growing. It is over 2,000 followers now. Hopefully, we can reach 3,000 and higher and higher and higher. Another site called Bounding Into Comics put out the same report about Zack Snyder talking about his cut of Justice League and its runtime. So that's just a little bit more exposure. Not the major trades, but I'm glad people are still writing articles about it. And a lot of people are getting very, very anxious to get to the next phase of our movement, where we're still working on some letters and mailing campaign. I am also working with Leonidas, and he is actually looking at like a little bit of a physical thing to show in front of Warner Brothers Studios. So be on the lookout for that. I'm kind of excited for that one, but we'll see what happens. Thank you, Leonidas at Science 2323. But this is happening today, and I thought I'd share it already because I think we came down to a decision of the date at least. Let me know if this doesn't work. But Barry at Moniquette, I'm sorry I butchered her name, at B Moniquette, he tweeted out a sliver of things, and he put out a video, and it's just the most earnest, one of the most earnest videos I've seen, and it's just to show the fandom, the studios, that we are not just digital things, and sometimes we forget, right? We're tweeting, we're messaging, we're not really sure these are real people. We're real people, but it just overshadows, especially to giant studios and corporate entities. Maybe they think of us as numbers. So we're gonna try, and we tried this, like in a way, to show them that we're real people by lending our voice, lending our face to the studios and stuff. Of course, we all come. John Aaron Garza wonderfully made a video, and I can link the description below. This is before release of Snyder Cut. He compiled a nice, incredible, uplifting, emotional video about release of Snyder Cut, and showed a lot of our faces asking for the Snyder Cut, and it was incredible, even down to the moment where the guy's like zip lining and says, "Release the Snyder Cut." It's such an epic video that you all gotta watch. You gotta put it in your playlist and like it. Come on, it's not shared enough, but it's one video. And Barry has mentioned that we should make it bigger. We should have like imagine 2,000 videos at once on Twitter, at Warner Brothers Pictures, Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. They are looking at social media, and Twitter is a giant social media platform. And in order to do this, in order for everybody to gather every round, it's open to the public, which can kind of scare a lot of people because they don't want to show their faces, and that's fine. You don't want to, it's okay to even have a picture and lend your voice if you want to. If not, we're not going to push anybody to do this. But if you are willing, if you are, able, please lend your voice. Your voice has more power than you think you ever had. It's an incredible moment to be able to get in front of this microphone, get in front of the camera, and speak yourself. Speak for yourself. Lend your voice. It all adds up to a giant populace that is the Snyder Cut fandom, right? It adds to this movement. It's pushes this movement forward, and it goes right in front of the Warner Media, right in front of Warner Brothers Pictures, right in front of everybody. In fact, if we get articles to talk about it, it would even be better. Now we're trying to make it into like a giant day or a whole week. Let me know what your thoughts on that. But right now we're currently looking at as soon as April 22nd. That's what we're thinking about doing. Let me just verify that. April 22nd is a Easter Monday, and it's kind of symbolic, as Barry had said, because it's kind of like the resurrection, right? So this is kind of like the resurrection of our movement. We kind of quieted it down, and now we're going to boost it back up Monday morning or anytime that Monday, just to get it trending, just to get it talked about for the entire week. If you guys are willing, it would be fantastic if like 2,000 videos just shot up on the internet. We're not just words. We're actual people. We're actual fans. We're actual Snyder Spartans who really want to get this release. Do this for artistic creative integrity. Do this for the art. Do this for the auteurs. Do this for filmmakers. Do this for the fandom. My God, this would be an incredible thing if we could do. This could be before letters and campaigns, before we could even know who the CEO is. We have to let them know. We have to consistently let them know we're still here and we're not going anywhere. Please, Warner Brothers Pictures, please, Warner Brothers Home Entertainment, Warner Media Group, AT&T, whoever you are, help us release the Snyder Cut. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.